let's talk about how to value that property, because the old saw is that how you buy it really is what determines your profitability at the end. Mm-hmm. So let's just assume, because I think it's the most common, that people are going to flip their house. They're not going to buy, even though the rental market in St. Louis and nationwide is il fuego. It is on fire. The rental rates are going up faster than home prices. The supply of rental property, especially in St. Louis, is horrible. Mm-hmm. So
we do see a lot of people buying to hold and rent.
Yeah, well,
absolutely,
it can be a great business to be in. But I forget where I was going with the questions. But so we get somebody who has got to figure out what to pay for the house. And is there a formula, Brian? Do you use a formula for to help that person decide what that property is worth?
I mean, usually I look at, the price per square foot and then how much money it needs to be put into it, and then what, the average price per square foot in the neighborhood is going for, for future values.
Right. Because you have to work backwards. You have to, if a guy's going to sell the property in 3 months or 6 months, first of all, we don't know what it's going to sell for. Nobody knows what the market is going to do or be in 6 months. And if they tell you they know, find somebody else to talk to, because they don't. But you have to make certain assumptions. And if a neighborhood is typically selling for $250 and there's a house available for $175, you can pretty well figure that if it was in the higher end of the neighborhood, if you were going to rehab it, make it look fab, you're going to do a new kitchen, it's going to have, granite countertops, put new baths, all that kind of stuff. You're going to sell it for $250 to maybe $300 or something, right? So you have to kind of work backwards, right? It's the exit. You have to start with the exit. So if you're going to sell it for $300,000 and you're going to pay real estate fees, because to do it yourself would be crazy, you have to take that off. You have to take off the amounts that you are going to have to pay for your subs and materials. And you have to also accommodate for the time, right? So if you've borrowed money,
interest and closing costs, payments,
it gets complicated, and there's just a lot for people to know. And my feeling is, in dealing with lots of investors over the years and having even more people call, is come in, sit down with a realtor, hopefully at Gerard Realty Group. But if you want to talk to another realtor, I'm sorry to hear that. But sit down and make a plan. This is when you buy a house to flip or rent, you are starting a small business. And you have to look at it that way, the same way you would. You got to do P&Ls. You got to figure out, where the money's coming and going. Otherwise, you're going to get burned. And one other point I really want to make, and this is critical, and Ryan, you and I have had a lot of conversations with some of our current clients about this, is time matters, right? So you're paying Mike interest, and you're paying vendors, and you're paying people. And if you don't get your stuff done quickly, it's going to cost you money, and it's going to destroy the return on investment that you're looking for.